Does that work now? There we go. You're not the only one. Thank you. Hi, Walter. Hi, Brandon. Hi, Anne-Marie. Not sure why that didn't work like that. And now, of course, it's being kind of dumb. That's all right. Hopefully, we're all good. I think I got to do the cancel. I had it all set up. And then I don't know if there was a burp or something here. Excuse my camera for just a second. Let's move my second camera. I'm going to shut that off, okay? How's everybody doing? That's all I was saying. Hope everyone was having a great day and all that fun stuff. I'm just going to turn my other camera and fix it here quick. So I think there is a echo compression, so I think I had to turn off for it. All right, I'm coming back. All right. There we go. No sound. You should be good now. Hi, Mom. Hi, Walter. There I am. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. It was being kind of weird. I had it all set up. I actually had both of my microphones on, and I'm like, oh, shut that one off so you don't forget. Well, then, of course, that one wasn't on, which is weird because it should be. Can't hear me again. Can't hear me again. Can you hear me at all? Because this one's on. Hold on. I have one mic on. I don't know which mic. Can anyone hear me? Oh, okay, first of all, Walter, you said you can't hear me. Can you hear me, guys? Can somebody tell me if you can hear me before I continue? Right here. Oh, I can hear you. Okay, yep. Hi, Luann. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Anne-Marie. It's actually a dress. There we go. Okay, good. I had turned off one camera. Walter says he can't hear me. Everyone else can hear me though, Walter. So that's kind of weird. I don't know why. I can hear myself through my television. Maybe you have to go out and come back in. I don't know if somebody wants to try. I'm gonna. Yeah, no, we don't want to do that. Okay. I don't know what to tell you. Hi, Pam. Okay, I'm going to switch to the other camera. Let's move here. Hopefully we get Walter to fixed so he can hear me. We're going to make some quick and easy cards. And the stamps that we're going to use tonight is the holiday shapes. This was from the Merry Making event. It is available. I stamped a bunch of them out. I stamped out a bunch of the circles and this Merry Christmas to you. I got them all done, so I don't necessarily need to stamp them out, but we can if we want. I did link some things below. There are affiliate links. Oh, great. Thanks. Thanks for letting me know, Walter. That happened to me the other day, too, that it wasn't letting me in and out. I think you were still somehow connected to me because it said you were paired with me yet. So I don't know if it was trying to connect to you, the restream was or whatever, but any links down below are affiliate links, which just means if you place an order using one of those links, I get a small little bit of compensation for that. So I pulled a few paper pads. I can't remember all of the ones I did below, but I pulled a bunch of those. And I pulled some dual foils. Oh, Anne-Marie, I bought it at a garage sale. Sorry, I could tell you. I mean, I can look at the tag and tell you, but I bought it at a garage sale. I saw it. It was like 100-degree day when I bought it. And I was totally like, I'm buying that dress. I could not wait for it to be cold enough for me to wear it. So I pulled a whole bunch of stuff from my stash just to make some things tonight. And we'll see what we do because we all sometimes need a last minute card. One of the things I pulled was and I forgot to grab foil, so I'll have to go grab that. This was the Labor Day pack Candi Christmas. You can still buy that. It is available. I did link it. And inside what you got, and if I missed anybody, I'm sorry, Kate, Luann, Karen, Brandon, Amanda. I know I saw Pam. I know I saw my mom. But in this pack, what you ended up getting was let me see if I can turn it over. So you got a piece of acetate that's foilable. You got one dual foil sheet. That's foilable, which these would be very quick and easy cards. So if you could leave them the way they are, or you could foil them and you would have some fast cards. One just pattern paper in one sheet of a dual foil washi. So in this dual foil washi, all of the snowflakes are foilable. So I did forget to grab foil. So let me grab a couple sheets. I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab my bucket for right now and bring it over. All my foil is still on the other side of the room. I need to move it over here so it's next to my machine. I'm going to grab some gold foil. I have this nice sheet of, this is just regular old Decofoil gold foil. I just happen to have this leftover little roll from a class I was involved with a long time ago, and I still didn't use it. So, because Christmas to me screams gold. Walter wasn't feeling good. I hope you are feeling better. So that is one of the things I thought we'd use tonight, because this does make some quick, fast cards. And then, like I said, I also pulled a few other things, but let's start with this. We'll cut this apart and we'll get some foiling going here. I'm going to get my fuse machine out and get it warming up. I kind of forgot I was going to do that tonight. I had everything pulled but the fuse stuff. You just acquired some new pastes and sprays. How are you organizing all those mixed media things? Okay, so I have a couple different ways I do that. I'm going to actually put this here to warm up. Do you guys care if I take my camera? I mean, I'm going to do a craft room thing. Let me do a quick little thing here. I'm going to move my camera. Sorry about that. So I have nail holders. These are for nail polish removers. They're just from Amazon. And those have my aqua pigments and my chroma mists. And then all of my pastes and embossing powders are in my IKEA drawers. So right next to me in my black shelf here, and I'm still waiting. It'll be probably after Christmas. I will try to get a craft room video tour. I have one drawer to the left of me here. One has embossing powders that are current in stock. One has my glazes, or my more frequently used glazes, I should say. The rest of them that are either not expired, but retired, or ones I don't use as often, are on that side of the room over here in drawers, organized by if they're chroma glazes, or I have one that has like a bunch of different, like the chroma opaques that were used to be, or the Cosmo glazes. That's how I have mine organized. I do try to keep the ones that I want to use the most in as close as I can, or the ones I would maybe need to grab while I'm at a live, close. Yes, so I went to IKEA Kallax unit shelves, and I got some drawers that were in particular for those, because I wanted them to be put away, because you get a lot of them, but yet not. And then, like I said, for my aqua pigments and chroma mists, first of all, they're tall. So to put them in a drawer, it's fine, but you can't really see them. So that's why, and those, I just Googled it on Amazon, and they're, and just bought some inexpensive ones that I thought could hold nail polish, basically. So this dual foil sheet, you just cut in half. I did not, and once in a while, your pages is longer than an 8.5 by 11, just because of what it is, because, it's just the way it sometimes gets printed, but you just cut it in half right at the line. I forgot to cut it exactly in half, but cut that down, and then I'm going to cut them again right here. And I'm cutting at 4 1/4 on this one. And then what I like to do is I just look at my little measurements there to see if it's, and then if I'm over a little bit because my cut was off or I wasn't straight, then I just go over to, and cut it off a little bit. And then I kind of look and see how, do you see how this is over here is a little closer? than this. So I'm going to cut that down just a little bit. I'm eyeballing it just so that they look a little bit more uniform. And I do a little bit at a time, a little bit more. So that way it looks more uniform. And then I can cut the top and the bottom off too. You're getting a craft area, and I'm in January. I'm lucky to have them. That's nice. Mine's upstairs. I'm okay with it being upstairs because then nobody has to look at it since there's no door. Pam, I've been investigating a few things. I did find some, they don't necessarily, I can't fit two side by side, but I have these black bins I found that have lids that are like 6 by, I'm not exactly sure. And they have lids on them, and they fit my paste really well. I can grab one towards the end and show it to you what it looks like. Here comes my puppy. Go on downstairs. Go down and see Dad. My little pup was up here with us. And those I seem to think worked really well too, because I could fit quite a few pastes in them, and they had lids, so they were stackable. So I will show you. I got, I think 6 of them for like $30 on Amazon or something like that. I could show you a picture of them. You'll have to forgive the barking if you have them in it. I think one of our kids is popping in, and he's super excited because it's one of his buddies. All the kids are his buddies, but it makes him excited when they visit. So he's going to be barking. But yeah, I'll send you a picture of them, and then I can always look it up and send you put a link or something for it so you can know which ones I did. All right, I got my fuse all warmed up. That's one of the reasons I bought the fuse, is so that I could put this here. I might warm it up to 4 just because I like it on 4. I know some people do 3, but I like it on 4. I'm going to grab my little foil bin here, which has a bunch of, okay, and I've got my transfer sheet. And I did find some green, and I'm going to see if I can find some red here quick. This is pink melon. I don't want pink melon. Like I said, I forgot I was going to foil tonight, and so I hope that's okay with you guys. We'll just go a little long if we have to. There's some more green. I know I have red here somewhere. It's just not showing up for me. Pink melon. That's really weird. I don't want pink melon. I want red. Does anyone see my red foil? I guess I don't have any red foil. That's really weird. Well, we'll use the pink if you guys don't care. Let's see what I got. I might have some old Gina K red foil here. I'm just going to quick peek. We got a starter pack. Oh, look, that's passionate pink though. It doesn't really matter. You can use any colors you want. Maybe we'll use the disco here. Okay. We just need to get some fun foil because, you know, it's Christmas. You need lots of fun shine. Just taking one last peek. See what else I have here for foil. And I am not finding any red. Okay. Well, you guys waited long enough. Thank you for being patient. All right. I'm hoping to get a fuse for Christmas. My mind doesn't work 100% of the time. This, because they're smaller drawers. I have all of them in 2 drawers now, but they're outgrowing them because they're smaller drawers. That makes sense. Yep. That's kind of how I started too. And then I ended up having some, and then I found that I like the, I have the drawers for my unit because I can stack them. So you're not losing your mind, Pam. I will, this was a good investment, I thought, for me, because I like the fact that I can put it on my desk and I've never had any issues foiling. So we're going to go ahead and foil our little Santa here with some gold foil or some disco foil, since I can't find my red. And I am going to just cut it. Oh, this one. This is, I got a piece with a seam in it. So I'm going to save this piece. Sorry, the camera's not going to like that. I'm going to save this piece for when I can cut it down the middle and use it for maybe like a sentiment. That happens every once in a while. It's not that big of a deal. And then I end up having I have a roller thing, but I'm not finding it. I'm not finding anything tonight. I should be more organized than this. So we're just going to cut it. And I've got the smallest scissors. So this was supposed to be last minute fast and easy cards, and it's not going fast and easy, is it? All right, there we go. Just eyeball that. One thing I love about these dual foils is if you have some, oh, Monica, it's perfect. Santa, you know him. I know him too. No sound again. I'm hearing sound. I have it on 1 on my TV, so please let me know. Yeah, Santa, I know him. That's I haven't watched that movie yet. Monica, I have had no issues with my fuse. I love it. The only thing that I've done to myself twice is I had one where I wasn't paying attention and my carrier sheet got stuck, but I ended up, just kind of flattening it out and running it through very carefully a couple times, paying attention to make it that. And then, okay, I hear other people saying they're hearing, and then I've accidentally overfused on my carrier sheet, but that doesn't bother me. So I do want to tell you that if you tend to have wrinkles, you need to maybe move the foil a different direction. I'm going to go ahead and run it through one more time. It looks like it's good. You don't have to do that, but I am an overfoiler. I like to do 2. Yeah, Amanda, I'm not sure if the YouTube tech guys are going, gremlins are going a little overtime or not tonight or what, but well, that's running through. Let's see if I can find my little roller thingy. I've been super, super busy getting things right. I don't even see it down here. Well, we'll just grab our big scissors so we have it. Somewhere I have a purple rotary trim that I use just specifically. I bought, oh, it's right there in front of my face. It was hiding. No, that's not it. I bought it from Christopher, and I use it to cut all my foils down, but I'm not finding it. So, all right, I'm going to let this cool for a minute. Let's grab another one. Let's grab the North Pole University and a piece of green sketch. I'm just going to flip it over. Backlight bizarre. Yeah, maybe it's just the gremlins. Maybe there's a lot of people on YouTube tonight. Okay, these scissors are not very good, not for foil. Let's look at my Brutus Monroe scissors out. There we go. And then just throw this right in. But as I was saying, is that I've been super busy getting ready. So I don't know if those of you may have seen, tomorrow I will start. Oh, you had a new ISO updated. You had gremlins. Okay, that could be it. Tomorrow is the start of my 12 Days of Christmas videos. Well, there's actually 13 packages in the Christmas Advent box. So there'll be 13 days. I have the first 4 days done already, uploaded, ready to go. I did link in the description box below a link to day 1 so you can sign up for notifications for that video. I also linked my blog so that you could, if you decide to sign up for my blog, you will get more notifications from me for when things, I do more other things like that. They will be on my channel, which is Candi Sugar Cards, Candi V, Sugar, what's my name on Instagram? Candi V Sugar Cards is my YouTube channel. So I'm super excited. I'm trying to limit the number of products I use this year to what's in the box and maybe just a few other items, like maybe a paper pad here or there, the same paper pad. But and told me to change your Bluetooth settings. That sometimes is too, Bluetooth settings, depending on if you're using Bluetooth or not. But I'm going to shut my fuse off. We may foil some more. Well, actually, we should foil one more thing, probably. Let's foil some of this beautiful acetate. So we're going to let this, I'm going to let it sit here and kind of cool. And we're going to cut these off, and we're going to foil a little bit of this too. So we can maybe make one of these into one of our fast cards. What I love about the dual foil, the acetate, the in the washi, is that you can make some very, very quick cards with just a sentiment in some of this. So we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to cut it in half at 5.5, and then I'm going to cut it down again at 4.25. I'm going to move this one over just a hair. to 4 because of where the line is on my acetate. And then we'll do the same thing here. 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay, there we go. All right, so I got that cut down, and then I do want to cut one of this washi sheet down. Oh, Luann, oh no, it's a white box. I can promise you, Luann, it's a white box. I'm going to just go ahead and look. I'm going to do it like that and cut it right down because that is right where you can see. There, see where that seam was? So that one. Oh, thank you. That, which one? The gold sketch or the green sketch or the disco? It looks like this, Luann. It looks like this. This is the sticker. I have to tease you just because, you know, a white box, we have quite a few of those. All right. So what I like to do with the dual foil like this is, one tip I can give anyone who uses the fuse in your carrier sheet is always either put a piece of white paper or always put it on the top, because then you know where, you know, put it on the top of your foil so you know where it is. I'm going to take my scissors and just cut this because it's handy. Cut this piece off a little bit. And we're going to grab some more of that. I'm going to grab gold for this. Oh my goodness, my dog is going bonkers outside. I can hear him. And I'm just going to cut it down. Like I said, this is just an anomaly that I happen to have a piece left over from a class that I was involved in from a few years ago. So you normally get this in your rolls from normal. So it's the same gold sketch foil, I promise. Let's just see how mine is. We're going to cut this off. And you know me, you guys know me. I'm a big proponent of use what you have. You know, so if you don't have the exact color, find the color you do have and use it and love it. Oh, the green sketch. I love all the sketches. I need to get some red sketch. I wish I had that for my Christmas cards, but I don't have any of that. So we're going to put this on and we're going to stick it in. And even though it's a little longer, I'm not worried about it because 90% of it's covered by my carrier sheet. Okay. So while this is running through, we'll do our reveals. Oh my gosh, my dog is just going nuts outside. Okay. So here's the first one. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Look at that beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful it is. Look at all that shininess. Now, there's a little bit less here than is here. That I want it centered, so I'm going to trim a little bit off. But you could put this on a card base, and you have a card. That's all you need. You don't have to do anything else. We might judge them up a little bit. That was one. Where's the green sketch one? Okay, here's the other one. Oops, I started to peel it off. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Now save these because you can foil this on a toner patch sheet. Or, Vicki, it is, isn't it? The other thing you can do is, I'm just going to give you an example. Let's say all of our paper pads are, let's say you get a piece of like this, for example, and you don't know what to do with this, or you don't necessarily want to use this or use this, you can go ahead and foil it with this and it will foil. Then you could foil over again and or if you wanted to, you could just foil over it and you'd have that pattern underneath. Now, I don't know if I can show you that tonight. We'll see. Let's see if I can find a piece. I've done that with some leftover paper. Then I'm like, I don't know what to do with this paper. I'm going to let that cool. And it will foil just beautifully. Okay, let me see what else we got here. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Now I'm going to feel this. This is smooth. So this is the print side. So this is the side I need to put my foil on. So let's grab, I got some green sketch here. I'm just going to cut it up. And I always save these small pieces because actually I can cut it kind of like this because you can prevent yourself from overfoiling if you cut it sometimes, but you can save those pieces. I'll show you kind of something you can do with that. And then I've just got this piece in here. Now, I will say the other thing you can do is put a piece of copy paper in here, and it will give you a little bit of, if you need a little bit more. Oops, I just put that in backwards. There we go. Okay, so are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Now look at all that fun gold. Now for the little, I think, do we get 2? 2 or 4? I can't remember exactly how many pieces we get in one of these. Let me see. I'm not a good judge because I will put more than one in a piece. 2, it looks like, right? Is that what we get? 2 in a piece? I don't even have one that's not open yet. Yes, I do. Okay, so here's one that's not open. I cut the top off and I stick multiple pieces in one. That's how I do it. So you get 2 pieces for a little bit of money, and you get all of these sheets, all of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get 10 washi sheets. Yeah, I just cut the top off, stick more than one of the same kind in, and then I can, that's how I keep track of them. All right. So let's shut this off. We might do some more foiling. Let's start making some cards. You guys let me know if you know, if I go, because it's already 7:30, but if we can go over a little bit, that's fine. It's Friday night. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Now look at that. Now, obviously, you can't quite see that, so let me grab a piece. Look at that foil. Now, I saw Christopher do this the other day. I don't know if this is going to work. I've never done this like this before. He did a little bit of this on it to pull some of that overfoiling off. And then I also know you can, acetate you want to be careful with, but sometimes you can take a eraser and just kind of hit the spot if you have a little bit. I want to be careful because I don't want to get it off my other pieces, because acetate is a little bit different than paper. It can scratch and things like that. So I love fusing too, Kate. I just don't do it enough. Okay, we've got a few pieces here. Let's get some cards made. Got this piece. We got this piece. We got to do some, like I said, very simple cards. Grab a few card bases here. Because the post office has decided to keep some of my December release. So I thought I would do some Christmas cards tonight because, you know, sometimes we're always needing an extra Christmas card or two. I need a birthday card. So I have a kid with a birthday this weekend, and I haven't made a birthday card for him yet. And I made everybody else's birthday cards this year, so he probably needs to get a birthday card. I'm on the fence. I'm going to see him tomorrow. He's going to drive with me. We're going to go see my mama. We're going to go have my mama come visit and go visit with my mama. And I was going to bring his birthday present and tell him he could have it, but he had to wait until Sunday to open it. That's kind of mean of me, right? So I mean, look at how fun that is. You got a Christmas card just like that. Now, we could zhuzh it up a little bit. I really hadn't thought about zhuzhing this one up a little bit. Ooh, my tape is very sticky because I just replaced this last night. Let's eyeball this. When I was doing the fusing, I didn't think about this one quite as much. Because I think this is just a fun card like this. It's beautiful. I don't want to add a lot more to it because of it. You could add some gems, but I mean, I know this is quick and easy, but it is very quick and easy. I'm going to leave it just like it is because we're going to move on and do some others. I've got this one too. This one we'll do a little zhuzhing up on. How does that sound? I'm going to go ahead and cut this down because I cut the other one down, the other sides down a little bit. Let's see. So I'm cutting it down to about 5 1/4. And is it by 4? It's not quite 4, but it's close enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a piece of, I'm going to grab regular paper because I am a big, oh yeah, they can stand alone. Exactly. The only thing I could say you could probably do is you could add some gems. I'm going to go ahead and grab some cardstock that I have. Not sure I like that one per se. Let's see. I got some mint here. I'm pretty sure. Let me see if that's the right color. I'm thinking that I want to go. Oh, this one's a little bit more bluey. Let's try one other color. I grabbed some of the new colors here. Let's see what we got here. Let's try this one. Let's try Meadow. I'm going to go with the Meadow instead of the mint. So what I do for my cardstock, like I do everything else, is I cut the top off. And we're not judging this one up a ton, but we're going to layer it, and then you can add some things to it if you want. So because we got that foiling, and it just kind of depends on how much time you need. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to 5.5. I always cut my cardstock down to 5.5 by 4 1/4. But this time, or 4 1/4 if I go the long way, I want 4 1/8 and 5 and it's 1/4. So it's 1, 2, is that 3/8? And that's just eyeballed. I mean, I don't think it has to be perfect. Eyeballing is, if somebody's going to measure your card and say you didn't get it exactly the same top and bottom. Okay, so see how I eyeballed that? It's a little bit narrow. So I'm going to trim just a hair off both sides. That makes it fun for me. It's just trimming it a little bit. Trim a little bit off both sides. And then actually make sure it's straight. See, I didn't even cut that side straight. So that's definitely a thing I had to do. And then when I go back to look, I've got just that little bit of an, yeah. Yeah, there we go. And then just center it appropriately. And I think I just need a hair off the top. Okay, there we go. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. I hope everyone is having a fabulous week and not super cold. I will tell you, I don't mind the cold. I mean, it's not been horrible. Dress for it. You're gonna be in it. Make sure you have the appropriate clothes. I got my car all filled with gas tomorrow for my drive. I'm gonna stand up for this one because it's such a small margin. And I try to get as much as I can. That looks good. That looks good. Now I got a little bit more up here at the top. So all I have to do, if I didn't get it in there quite right, is trim just another hair of it off and just go a little bit at a time. I think I said I've got the videos done for the, I've been working on the Advent calendar videos. I have something coming up. I've been working on something that's coming up in the future. Some things I'm teaching. And so I've been working on that and cleaning my craft room, of course, and organizing it. And on top of all the other stuff that I normally do in my, normal life. Okay. So what I think you can do to judge this one up is you could add some gems. You could add some sparkle. I am going to, I went through my stash. And I'm going to say that I just went through and looked for whatever I could find that I thought would work. And I am looking for something. I found this Spellbinders die. I went through my Christmas stash dies. And I'm going to use these little holly leaves. And I'm going to cut out some little berries. Okay. Actually, I have a ton of little berries there. But I think I want that light pink, more of a light pink color. So I'm going to go ahead and throw those little things back in there. We'll grab just a little bit of this Meadow because we want to tie it all together. So look through your stash, see what you can find. You can always do a little ink blending, but add a little something. And, any kind of leaf that you have will work. It doesn't have to be a holly leaf. If you have a pine leaf, you could do that. But you could just do regular leaves and then do some circle punch. Do you have a hole punch where you could punch out some holes, punch out, and then you would have some berries. I'm going to do 2 of them. And then I'm just doing is tossing that on my desk, and that kind of pops out those dies right there. Stick this on here. I wanted to show you how you can use that stamp set, of course, too. But we got into foiling, and you know, sometimes you get down that rabbit hole. But look, we're already at, I mean, I said we were halfway through our hour, and we already almost have 2 cards. Okay, that's not gonna. Let's grab our pokey tool here and poke those out. And then I'm going to grab, for some extra shimmer and shine, we're going to use glitter stock. I'm just going to grab a piece of the ruby. I mean, this is one way you could definitely add a lot of extra fun. And I'm just going to cut a little bit out. And I love that this Spellbinders die. And I don't know if it's still in stock. I just grabbed a few basic dies. Oh, okay, Pam. Have a great weekend. I will try to take a picture of those bins and post it in the fan club group, okay? It might be tomorrow, but I will tag you in the I will say, Pam, here it is, okay? So that way you can talk about those. So you have a great night, great weekend. All right, so let's do that. Get my die out of here. And then we're going to grab our little glue. I'm trying not to roll over my cords here. And I'm going to go ahead and see what happens if I put these down right and cover up what I already have here. I'm going to do it. We're going to do it. I'm going to do it a little bit like this so you can still see the gold that behind there. Okay, I'll pull it up close so you can see it in just a minute. We're going to cover up the berries. I'll do this one here. We'll do one here and one like this. And I'm going to grab my tweezers so my fingers are out of the way. And all I'm going to do is we're going to kind of put the berries in. We're going to put the holly leaves in like this. Like this. And then what I'm going to show you up close is you can still see those glittered ones behind. So we'll do that again over here. I'm going to do the bigger one in the middle because that helps kind of cover up the berries that were already there. And then I'm going to do this one like this. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is grab a few. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll grab my pokey tool. And I will grab this and go 1 there, 1 there. And then I go here, 1, 2, 3. Oops. And then we go, and I've got this up, and now all I'm going to do here for this is I'm going to grab a block and I'm going to put this up over to the side. Oops, all my blocks are falling. And I'm going to kind of set that on top and let it dry. Okay. So let's put that off to the side. All right. Now we've got our washi. Now you guys know me, how quick and easy I like a good washi card. You can do it directly to your card base. Let's do it directly to our card base tonight. This is going to be a fairly simple card. We're going to take our washi tape. You guys know I've done this before. The key to this is making sure your washi is lined up, or your card base or your card panel. If you prefer to do it on a card panel, you can, because then you can put this around that back side. And then you want to, let's see, I'm going to do this line here, and I'm just going to line it up. Sorry if my head gets in the way. I'm trying to see. There and there. I'm just going to line that up like that. This is an easy 1-layer card. You can do this any washi, and you guys have seen me do this before. Then we'll open up our card. And take those pieces off. I will not probably save those pieces. They are not enough for me to save. There we go. All right. throw that away because I'm not going to save that. Then to add a little bit of fun, I take my, and I can kind of see it there. Take this and I'm going to line it up. And you can kind of, I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up. Actually, we'll do it this way first. And I'm going to go ahead and it's right at this. It's hard to see. 7/8 is next. So I'm going to go to the 2-inch mark here. And I'm just going to make a little bit of a line. And then I can flip this over. And I can line it up because it doesn't matter where. I can line it up. Just make sure it's flat up against the surface. And I can line it up. And I can go straight across. And I can go up one more spot and go straight across. And then I can turn it over and look and see what I have. And I think I'm going to go ahead and go down to the bottom too. So I'm just going to line it up in here again. And I'm going to go over to the 2 marks that are 1 over and just make a couple little marks and turn it over. And then as long as you have it up against the top, I mean, you could, I'm just putting it up against the top so it's flat. So then I know I've got them in the line marks and I'm going to line it up and just go slow. Go slow because then you have, you know that you're flat up against the top. You're going to have a straight line and you have your lines in the divots. And then you can go in and just go slow and do 2 like that. And then you pull it over. I mean, look at how quick and fast that was. Now I see I did not quite trim that. Perfect. And then all I need to do is a sentiment. I can stamp a sentiment on here. I can grab a sentiment on here and put a sentiment on here. I can put the sentiment like this. I can grab one of these sentiments. I'm just going to pop one on for a second and show. You could just do a sentiment like this. Now, I'm not going to necessarily use this one because it doesn't match. So let's stamp one out quick. I'm going to grab some Perfect Blend paper. And I just need a scrap. We're going to keep going. We're going to make a few more cards. So I hope that's okay. If you guys have to leave, if you got to leave, you got to leave. But if you don't have to leave, stick around. We'll make a couple more. I'm going to grab this. Now, you can look for your stamp. You can look for a die. I have a stamp. I found a punch. I think it's an old EK Paper Shapers. It's 1 3/4. It's perfect for the circle for this. So our stamp set here. Let's do, I love the Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas is my favorite. I love Merry Christmas more than Happy Holidays or any of that other, Holly Jolly, any of that. It just depends, but I love Merry Christmas. I'm going to quick do some anti-static powder tool on here. And we'll grab our embossing ink. And I'm going to stamp it a couple times just because. Yes, Amanda, that is, and I learned this from my friend Joan. Those little lines, what you can just do 2, you can do 4, you can do 3, you can do 1 at the top and bottom. They make just a little bit of a difference. And like you said, a little elegant awesomeness to the card. And then what we're going to do is I grab my gilded. And dab my gilded embossing powder on top because, like I said, I prefer, I got to plug it in. I want to unplug my fuse because I don't like to keep my fuse and my embossing powder, embossing gun both plugged into the same extension cordy thing. They're not both on, but I just like to be. And I'm going to go ahead and heat set this. I didn't do any gold. I should have done gold, but I didn't. Ahead of time. Okay. Oop, missed a spot. Okay. I'll tell you guys, last night I dropped my gum and it went on and it almost burnt my foot. So be careful with your embossing guns. We're just going to let it cool. Okay, it's cool enough for me to the touch. And I'm just going to go ahead, and all I did was, like I said, I just happen to have this punch, but you could do a die. But this punch is perfect circle for me. A 1 3/4 punch, if you find that. I have found that, a lot of us don't use punches anymore, but man, they come in handy for something like that. And then it's almost perfect. And then we can just grab a little bit of foam tape, which I have some extra sitting right here. And I'm going to put that on here. And put this one down here. And I'm going to just peel it all off, and we'll just pop it up. And so we're no longer a 1-layer card. I mean, you could totally just glue this flat on, or like I said, stamp one of the sentiments. That Merry Christmas to You stamp set would fit perfectly right underneath, but I wanted a little difference. So I'm going to go ahead and add this right here. And that is just a little bit of extra gold that will add to that. So here is another. So we got 3 done. All right. We got 10 minutes to go, and then we might go over a little. All right. Now, the one thing I don't remember is I don't remember what I put down for cards down below, cardstock down below. So I apologize for that. Let's put that card with this. We do have this piece to use yet. I'm going to go ahead and just grab this, the Holiday Hugs. I might have been the Holiday Swirl. I might have grabbed that, but I'm not 100% sure where that one is. Any of these cardstocks would really work, especially these ones, because a lot of them have the card, they have patterns that match. I went through while I was doing this while I was watching the virtual party, and I grabbed a bunch of different ones and made a bunch of card panels that are ready for sentiments. And I will show you that here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this sweater panel 1. And I'm just looking through my panels because I know we've got this great one right here. All we have to do is cut these down. You can judge them up by layering. I'm not going to do layering tonight because these are quick and fast cards. I'm going to go ahead, and I want this one to be my main background. So I'm going to cut it down to 4 because that gives me a nice big piece that I can use on something else, by 5 1/4. Okay. Now you could totally go through and measure so that you have the same equal at the top and bottom of the different patterns. Like we could go in and trim it like right here, but I'm okay with it being like that. And then before I measure this one, this is my favorite way to just make cards. It's just eyeballing it, just thinking what looks good. So we're going to go ahead and put that down. And I think I just want a big thing. So, I mean, I can use this and kind of my mat and kind of go, So that's 1 inch, 1.5, 2. I'm going to do a 2-inch strip, and we'll see if that looks good. So cut this down to 2 inches. Oh, that did not cut straight. Okay. And then I do I need to do to 5 1/4, right? Now this is one of those little pieces that you could put on the inside if you're what trimmer am I using? This is the Tim Holtz Tonic Studios Guillotine. It's the small one. I have the name covered over, but it's the Tim Holtz Tonic Studio. It's his basic, and he has a mini. I think there's this one, and then there's the big, like the Big Daddy. Actually, there might be 2 that are bigger than this. I liked this one because I can put it on my desk. It only goes to 6 inches on this side. And that's what I have this little mark here, kind of at 6 1/4, because I do a lot of mini slim cards, but I like it because it fits on my desk. But I don't like the fact that I can't trim down the long way if I want. And see, then all I have to do is eyeball it. Is this what I like? That is great. Look at how big. I mean, and then I can also do this as a landscape card, and I can move it down here. And it's a lot. Now, if that pattern is super busy for you, all we have to do is take some of this cardstock. This isn't the exact right cardstock, but we could put that in there and we could mat it, and you would have, and it could break that up. Yeah, Anne-Marie, I really like it. I'd like to get the big one too, the Big Daddy, but I don't really need it because when I first started recrafting like a lot, I had some points to use on on my credit card way back, and this is 6, 7 years ago. And I ended up getting like, I don't even know what it's some sort of Carl Pro, I think is what it's called. And I had points to use, so I got this really nice one that can cut. But it doesn't fit on my desk. So the only bad part about it, as big as it is, because it can do 12 by 12 papers and stuff, is I have to have a special spot for it. So I cannot move it to my desk. But I have had no issues with that. I've now had it for maybe 3 years, 4 max. I mean, you could totally switch it over and do this one too. So, it all depends. The one thing I can tell you is if you're not loving the pattern, try cutting the patterns together. If they go on the same paper pad, they should go together. And you do a busier pad and a non-busy, if this makes sense, pad. The pattern is and I'm going to do it this way. Put a layer of some sort of cardstock. Like I could mat this on white and it would make a big difference, but I am going to do it. I like it like this. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick it on there. And then we're going to grab one of our fun sentiments that I bought. And these were stamped in, these are Simon Hurley Stellar Inks, Bee Sting and Later Gator. And I covered them with the Fairy Dust embossing powder. Yes, Amanda, that is, I like to, I scrapbook, but it doesn't, you're right, it doesn't fit quite on my desk. So I think I'm going to do is I've got this Marion Bright. I'm going to use the red because I mean, the green I feel like is getting a little bit lost. So I'm going to use the red. And then what I'm going to do for some extra fun is I think, let me see if I've got it handy here. Let's see. I've got the whole full assortment of the Chromatic Reserve glitter stock. This is the full assortment. So there's one of each color. I'm going to use this green. And I pulled a few dies from my stash. And the one I pulled was a Honeybee Lovely Layers. I am a very big fan of them and I don't use them enough. Lovely Layers. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the Holly Leaf again. This is from the Candy Cane set. And we're just going to put a few of those behind our Marion Bright. Hello, Stacy May. And then we will add a little sparkle because I think that you always need a little extra sparkle, especially on a Christmas card. Oh, you broke yours this week. You broke your trimmer this week? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to be honest with you. I broke mine once too, but how I broke it was my own fault. I knocked the I'll show you. I actually got the screw loose off of this and the nut loose off of this, and I didn't get it put back together the right way, and it kept loosening on me, and then I finally figured out what I did wrong, and now it's perfect. Okay. So I think let's do this. So this is one way you can just, I'm just going to do the one, I think. I think it just needs one. There's just enough sparkle on that to give us a fun, beautiful little card. And we still have to use our acetate here yet. So we got to do that. So I am going to glue this flat just because I'm not sure where my foam tape's over here. So let's go ahead and grab that. And we are going to go over just a little bit. I hope everyone's okay with that. I'm sure you're all fine with that. Oh my gosh, my desk is a mess. I grabbed all sorts of stuff. Am I streaming somewhere else at the same time? I am. I am streaming on YouTube. So it depends on, Stacy, where you're watching me from. If you're on my channel or the Brutus Monroe channel, I am streaming live on the Brutus Monroe channel. I am streaming live on the Christopher Allen YouTube channel. both Brutus Monroe Facebook page and my Candi Sugar Cards Candi Facebook page. And then actually the one other place that this streams live to is the Brutus Monroe store. That you can't comment on that one though. You can just see it like if you're on the main page. I believe we still are. I know that. So look at that. I mean, look at another fun, quick, fast card. So now we've got to use this guy up. Okay, let's figure out how to use him up because there are lots of ways you can do that. Now you can see because I used my little bit, I did a little bit. I don't know if you can see that little bit. That is a little bit of that eraser where I scratched. So if you get a little overfoiling, just leave it. I feel like it's okay. I feel like this is one of those pattern papers. This is one of those sentiments that needs a lighter weight pattern to go underneath. So let's go. This is the Christmas confections. Let's see if there's a good one for that. Let's pull this red out. See. You don't want a busy pattern. See how busy this pattern is? It kind of detracts. So this little bit of a lighter pattern is kind of a nicer pattern. So this is what I'm going to use. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my little trick that I've done. And you will see this in the advent calendar too. I have this double-sided adhesive. This is very old. I now would, if I'm going to, when I replace this, I'm going to get some from scrapbook.com. I like the roll versus the I know Altenew makes some that are like sheets, but I like the roll because then I can just use what I want. And see, now I did that down and then I didn't get it on perfect. And then I'm just going to put it on there and I'm going to cut. It's very, very sticky. So I'm going to use my icky scissors. And I'm just going to cut it off. And I'm going to see how sticky that is. I have had this forever. I've had this for years. And I took this to, I think some of you guys know, I took that crafting with me a couple weekends ago and let my friends use it. And they used it for, I had a friend make cards using paper napkins. And I had a friend use newspaper print. And I've used vellum with it. And I use the paper packaging for the advent calendars. You will see that coming up in the videos that I have used it there. Now, the one thing I will tell you that because I'm live, it's not going to like me, is peeling off the stick. That is the hardest part. So hopefully it will work for me tonight. And I'm going to actually just stick it down and then cut my cardstock this time because I want to make sure it's straight. So I'm just going to kind of varnish it in real good with my fingers. I love this stuff because, oh yeah, see, look at how easy that peeled. Now, yes, you can see it right now. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick it down on my card. And I'm going to grab, I think you could do a brayer. I think my brayer's, let's see. I don't know if my brayer's clean. You could do a brayer and brayer it on like this. That's probably the fastest way to do it. And you're still kind of see the adhesive, but it's not the same as seeing like glue panels. Or you can use your bone folder. You just have to be careful that you don't rub too hard over your foil. You probably could use this in just the backing and rub it like this so that it doesn't scratch your foil. But that works for me. And then I'm going to pull it up and look, it's all on one sheet. I mean, it's basically, you can't see the glue. I mean, you guys know it's there, but you don't. And then we'll go ahead and cut this down. You could cut this with a die, like a rectangle die. And you would have a great, or an oval die and have a great shape. I'm just going to trim some down on each side. There we go. Look at that. Okay. And I can still save this piece. No one, use that for another card. I'm just going to kind of look at everything. My W over here is farther over, so I might trim it just a hair down. I'm going to actually go down to 3.75, and then I'm going to trim it all the way to the tippy as close as I can to the foil. And then we will go ahead and layer. Oh, you found the chat again. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure sometimes why it says paired. I don't know what that is from. I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. Ooh, this side does not look like it got cut right. Oh, no, it was just an optical illusion. You guys, this desk is just crazy. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to layer it on here. And then we're going to go ahead and layer it on our card. Because if you're doing a quick and fast card, a lot of times the things that can give it that little bit of something extra is layering it on a matte layer. And then maybe adding a little something here or there. Okay. Most wonderful time of the year. We have a card base here. Let's get that on there. And then let's see if we can find, we're going to zhuzh it up with a little bit of a dye of some sort. So I should be getting my anniversary party box. It should be coming. I don't think it's going to arrive tomorrow. It'd probably be here Monday. I will do like an unboxing type video over on my channel. So if you're ever wondering what you would get in like an anniversary party bag per se, so for the future, I will have that on my channel. We can totally add a Merry Christmas on here if you wanted to. I mean, we've got our, and I didn't use these at all, but I just wanted to get a bunch of them done. But I think what I'm going to do instead is, like I said, I went through my die stash, grabbed a few things that would work. I found this Simon's, I'm kind of obsessed with this whirl pattern that Simon Says Stamp has. They have several different whirl pattern things. And I've found a few pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. I've never used this before, obviously. I'm just opening it up. And I think this will just be a fun little, and we can put it off to the side here a little bit and cut it off. It's quite large. I mean, you could do some snowflakes. I think I have a smaller one here. This one's called World Blossom. That one's Medallion. Obviously, you could tell I'm obsessed. I actually have 2 of these because I bought one on a D-stash and then I ended up buying, or I bought, so accidentally. I think this one might be better. This one's a little large. This one is 1 1/4 inch, and this one is just about 1 inch. So I'm going to just do this one, and I'm going to go ahead and do it in this meadow. So we're just going to cut a small piece because you don't need a lot when you have something that's this sparkly. And that big, a big sentiment like this. So I know I'm kind of like moving things and, I'm using a lot of different things, but I'm hoping that grabbing some of the acetate, grabbing some of the dual foils, or just your pattern paper, the washi, and just creating a couple fast cards. So we've got this now. To make this a little bit fun, we can kind of, you can put just some glue down in the middle and put it down. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little bit of this, and we're going to just kind of try to careful. Here's my gold chroma mist, and I'm just going to spritz it. And I'm covering it up just because I don't want it to be everywhere. And it's just going to spritz it off a little bit. We'll wipe that off. It will dry fairly quickly, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to go ahead and add it while it's still a little wet. Just add some glue to the center. And I'm going to go ahead and add it right here. And for just a little extra sparkle, grab some of these red crystals. You could do gems. You could do stickles. I'm just going to put a few little dots in the middle and grab my little thing and add a few little sparkles like this. And there we go. All right. So here we go, you guys. We made 5 cards tonight in our little bit hour and 6 minutes. So I hope that gives you some suggestions, some ideas of what things you can do with some quick and fast dual foils, dual washi, pattern paper, or our little bit, if you have our acetate, if you get one of those packs. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I will see you next week. Hopefully we will be using some of the new release. And like I said, tomorrow, if you go to my channel, Candy V dash Sugar Cards, you will start to see the first few days of the Advent calendar starts tomorrow. And I will see you soon. Okay. I'll talk to you guys all later. Have a great night. Bye now. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.